family dinner time. When it happens, it can be a chance to catch up, share funny stories and enjoy each other's company. Unfortunately for Jacob and Emily, enjoying each other's company was the last thing on their parents' minds.
Oh, you never guess who I bumped into today. Do you remember Auntie Jane? Used to live next door.
Was she the one with the smelly old dog?
Yeah, that's right. She lives in Glasgow now. She sends her love to you. I said she wouldn't believe how big you've both grown. Would she, Jack? There's a rollover on the lottery this week. Wouldn't it be amazing if we won? Hey, we could spend your birthday in Florida, Jacob.
We could go to Disneyland.
Yeah. What are you getting his hopes up for?
Someone has to win, don't they?
Stupid cow.
Eat your peas up, Jacob.
I don't like them.
Well, you've got to eat your peas, love.
If he doesn't want to eat his peas, he doesn't have to eat his peas.
Jack.
What? Give me one good reason from the world of Mummy Knows Best why the lad should have to eat his peas.
Please, don't argue again.
I was just joking, aren't you, Daddy? What's on telly tonight? Has you been framed on? Do you remember last week that baby that got scared by the cat?
Can we watch Casualty?
Nobody can watch anything down here because I'm watching the snooker tonight.
Jack.
Snooker's really boring.
Tell you what, son. When you pay for the TV licence, then maybe you can decide what we watch.
Don't take it out on him, Jack.
Take what out on him, Sandra, eh? Take out on him that we have to sit and listen to his mother drivelling on about ex-neighbours and their smelly dogs? Or listen to her pipe dreams about winning the national lottery? Or maybe listen to her encyclopedically boring ability to recite the Radio Times? Is it too much to ask for a bit of peace and quiet whilst I eat my dinner, is it, Sandra?
Just have one meal without this.
No, Sandra, no, we can't. Not whilst we have to sit here and listen to you, boring us all with your never-ending verbal blether about anything that enters that thick, mindless brain of yours.
Eat your peas,
No! Tell you what, son. Your mother thinks they're so important, I reckon she should eat them.
Leave it, Jacob.
It'll stain. You have to wash it off.
I said leave it. Take your sister in the living room now.
Come on, Emily.
They'd been rowing every night for weeks now. But Jacob knew tonight was different. Tonight was serious. Apart from how his dad was behaving, that was the first time his mum had ever screamed at him.
Look, I'm sorry I threw that at you. Let's face it, this is ridiculous. Can't take it anymore, Sandra. This isn't how I want to live. Just don't love you anymore. I think we should get divorced.
Divorce is horrible for everyone in the family. A happy home suddenly becomes a battleground. Everything becomes confusing and upsetting. 3 days later, and Jacob and Emily's dad still hadn't come home. Their aunt came over to stay, although Jacob didn't like what she was saying.
He's always been a waste of space, Sandra. I've always said that. A selfish, lazy waste of space. How you married him, heaven only knows. You're better off without. So are the kids.
That's not true. I miss him. I want us all to be back together again.
They'll come round, love. If you ask me, the sooner this divorce happens, the better. Then you can get on with your life.
It was now 2 weeks since Jacob's dad had left. Mum had hardly spoken since, and Auntie made the meals and generally tried to keep things ticking over.
Dad!
You came back!
just come for some clothes, son. Then I'm off again.
No. You can stay. Mum, tell him he can stay. Tell him he can stay! Mum!
Your dad do what he needs to do. Then he can get back to the pub.
Dad! Dad!
Jacob felt worse than he had ever felt. His mum wasn't speaking. His dad had gone again. His aunt was being nasty about his dad, and Emily was simply too upset to talk about it. He had nowhere to turn, and that's when he called Childline.
Hello?
You're through to Childline.
With his counsellor, he worked through his feelings. He was scared about what would happen to him and Emily. He was scared he would have to choose between his mum and dad. He was scared that it was somehow his fault. Childline assured him it wasn't, and got him to think about what he wanted to say to his mum, and then he practiced how that conversation would go. He just wanted to know what was happening, what would happen next.
I'm sorry I didn't eat my peas. Oh, sweetheart.
Over the next few weeks, Jacob called Childline back a few more times to talk through what was happening. He chatted to his mum about how he was feeling, and she reassured him that both she and his dad still loved him very much. And although it was a difficult time, she hoped things would get better soon. If Childline hadn't been there for Jacob, things could have been very different. And that's why we need your help.